You're listening to RazorCast, USA's hottest podcast, bringing you cutting-edge interviews from leading industry professionals.
Hello, everyone. This is Liz Harvey coming to you from our RazorCast studios in New York City, where we are dedicated to bringing you cutting-edge interviews from leading industry professionals across the U.S. In today's episode, we're speaking with Dr. Jeffrey Clark. Dr. Clark is the founder of Clark Chiropractic Clinic, a pain relief and wellness center located in Omaha, Nebraska. He was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and graduated Palmer College of Chiropractic. Dr. Clark is educated by faculty and teachers of colleges worldwide. He has been in practice since 1981 and served on the Nebraska Workers' Compensation Board and is a diplomat of the International Scoliosis Research Center. Dr. Clark is considered to be one of the top chiropractors in the area, and he is also a contributing member of our national network of industry professionals. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic, subluxations. Hello, Dr. Clark. How are you today?
Oh, good, Liz. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for joining us today. And subluxations, can you tell us what a subluxation really is?
Well, quite frankly, Liz, we talked about this a little bit last month, and right now, when I look at what a subluxation is really why chiropractors even exist. Is simply put, when a vertebrae is out of alignment, it irritates nerves. Okay, when nerves are irritated, toxins and poisons are being released, nerve impulses are being blocked, and a host of other things are happening. And so when we treat that, well, I'll get into the treatment here in a little bit, but it causes the body not to function at the highest level possible when you have a subluxation. Right.
And as far as a subluxation, what do you think happens in our body to cause it?
Well, again, the cause of a subluxation may have been there for several years. I think one of our last blogs we talked about when does it occur? Was it from some kind of injury when you were playing sports? Was it a car accident? Fall down the steps, those kind of things. But once you have a weakness in your spine, anywhere in your spine, whether it be your neck, your mid-back, your lower back, stress starts to take over. So anytime you have stress, it's going to settle into those weak areas. And a lot of times people say, well, stress, well, yeah, I'm under stress. But I like to break up what is stress. Stress may be emotional. Let's say you just had a fight with your husband, and now that's stressful. Physically, maybe you're lifting a bag of dog food out of the trunk of your car. Chemically, maybe too much alcohol or too much caffeine or something, maybe even too much pain medication, whatever it might take. And then the last one really is even spiritual. If you don't feel like you're right with God, I think that's very stressful. And so, again, that's going to settle into any weak part of your body.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a really good explanation, and I think a lot of people can understand that as being causes of stress. Usually you just think of maybe emotional work stress, but these are all really good explanations of where stress can come from. And we know how stress affects the body for the most part, but how does a subluxation affect us?
Well, the subluxation itself kind of goes back to the other things that we talked about, I think, in our last month's blog. But when you talk about the effects of the subluxation is anytime that vertebrae is out of alignment, it's going to choke the surrounding nerves. Now, if I told you, I said, listen, Liz, you came into my office and you came in, you had neck pain and head pain going down into your arm, and that would make sense to you. Okay, I've got a pinched nerve in my neck, and I understand how it's going down to my arm. Well, think about it. The nervous system controls everything. So if you have a pinched nerve in your mid-back and those same nerves go to your stomach, well, you may be having stomach aches and ulcers or constipation. So it doesn't have to be just, arm, leg pain, headaches, back pain. It can be visceral things, anything involving the internal part of your body. So the effects of a subluxation just goes on and on. It's not just a simple matter of having some pain somewhere in your spine.
Okay, that's really good information. And can a medical doctor treat a subluxation?
There are some medical doctors that are trained in trained in manipulation, but not chiropractic adjustments. And there's a big difference. A lot of them, matter of fact, I've got a relative that is a medical doctor, and he has shown me some things that he learned while he was taking a course. And after we talked more about it, he realizes there's a lot more training in adjusting a patient's spine than a weekend seminar. Chiropractors have a lot of education in what we do. Medical doctors have a lot of education in what we do, what they do. And so, some medical doctors may do it. I'd rather go to someone that does it all the time and understands how the spine works.
Right, I would too. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. And how often should we be checked for subluxations?
Well, in my office, the loose term probably is maintenance care, and maintenance care would be to maintain their overall health. Everyone's different, though. For me, I've had enough injuries in my life that I found for me and the chiropractor that adjusts me, I get adjusted about every 2 weeks. And sometimes I may need to get adjusted 2 or 3 times in a row, and then sometimes I may actually go 3 or 4 weeks. But I know for me, 2 weeks seems to be about my limit, and before I start to not only having symptoms, but then he finds things that I didn't even know were wrong. He'll check my spine, and he'll say, well, you're sore right there. I say, yeah, I didn't know that. And, same thing. I have patients all the time tell me that I didn't realize I just came in because you told me to. And then we check their spine, they realize that, something wasn't quite right. So I think everyone's different, but certainly monthly would be a good rule of thumb to start out with.
Right, that seems like a good schedule for people, a monthly visit to the chiropractor. That seems like that would be the right plan of attack. So thank you so much, Dr. Clark. We know you're extremely busy, so I just want to say thanks for your time and help today.
Thank you, Liz. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. And for our listeners across the country, if you are interested in speaking with Dr. Jeffrey Clark, you can either go online to www.theomahachiropractor.com or call 402-393-0566 to schedule an appointment. And on behalf of our entire team at Razorcast, we want to thank you for listening, and we look forward to bringing you more top-quality content from our country's leading industry professionals.
You've been listening to RazorCast, USA's hottest podcast, bringing you cutting-edge interviews from leading industry professionals.